people just love seeing names. I love that guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, he's a baby now. You know
Oh, Rocket. Always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, Drax, he's the best.
Yeah, you know, it's almost like a roll call for this football team coming out. You know,
No, it's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
You never have to do Iron Man. You know Iron Man's Iron Man. Hell, even Thor. You know Thor's.
Because that movie's called Iron Man.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, no, you're right. Let's go ahead and there we go. Guardians. There we go, right there. So let's take a look at this new trailer for Guardians 2. I'm gonna pull this up. Come on up. There we go. Oh, everybody has been looking forward to. Is it? I think it's this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like May, I think.
May.
Yeah.
Oh, that early?
Yeah, it's coming soon.
Boy, it seems just like yesterday. You know, I was hanging out with that raccoon, Star-Lord. Ooh! And my man Groot. Mm-hmm. Oh, how he shrunk over the years. You know, and everybody's looking forward to that. That little baby Groot. Everybody can't wait to buy their own. And with this, the Guardians have returned. And this is going to be a real big Marvel type of year. We got Guardians, and what else is coming
Thor.
out?
Ragnarok.
There's something else, too.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. But everybody's thinking, you know what? Thor, and especially Guardians, that's what I'm looking forward to, because they're setting up something on a whole new cosmic level. And at one point, even Thor is supposed to be hanging with the Guardians. You know, I'm going to get a beer at the bar, hang out for a little bit, go around town for a little while. But the thing is, before that, everybody said, can we just get one more solo adventure of these guys? I love them so much before we start getting that big old war, the Infinity War and all that kind of shit. One more adventure, one more outing. And everybody's so excited for this. They finally put out the last trailer. They say that. They've been putting out teasers for trailers. But they say, no, for real, this is it. This is the last one. We swear, and you're going to love it. Well, we'll be the judge of that. Let's go ahead and take a look at this last trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy. First look, by the way. We have not seen this before. And we will give you our impression after this.
All you do is yell at each other. You're not friends.
No, we're family.
Oh my God. These franchises are bleeding over. And it's Vin Diesel Nexus.
I was just about to say, just because you got Vin Diesel as a fucking plant, don't mean you got to use that line. Come,
Hey man, I'm ready for that Guardians of the Furious movie to come out. I'm ready for that.
So that's the next thing for the Fast and the Furious crew to do is go in space.
Exactly. Vin Diesel going to have to fight himself. I'm Groot. Family.
For once, can we just be a gang or a group or, just hang in? Do we always have to be a family?
After all these years, I've found you.
And who the hell are you?
I'm your dad, Peter.
Are you looking like everybody's like, we knew that already? Apparently, you're not on the internet that much, man. You know something? But you shaking your head, man.
You jumped into when you looked at him like he was Drax.
I felt your scorn. I was like, damn, there's a disturbance in the force next to me right now. Why are you shaking your head, man?
I don't know, man. It looks gorgeous. Man, it looks a lot better than that last movie. It looks like nothing I've really seen from the Marvel universe. I mean, this is even more colorful and vibrant than even Doctor Strange, I think. It's not as trippy and awesome, but I mean, I like the way this looks. But I actually wasn't a big fan of the first Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought it was great. I thought it was funny, but I really hated the weak villain. What was his name?
If I hit it one more time.
No, it's bad, man. Like, okay, we have to learn everybody over the course of this journey. That's the whole point of this. But apparently, they're still begging us not remembering who the fuck anybody is because they keep telling us their names in the titling throughout all the trailers and all the marketing. And it says Yondu, Baby Groot, all that. Every time they have posters with their names on it, just in case we forgot.
No. That's I mean, you already saw the first movie. It's just going like, hey, these people you love, he's back, she's back, they're back. Get excited.
Yeah, I think that's part of the joke too. I mean, it's almost like this movie is a throwback to fun 80 movies, 80s movies. And part of that is the appeal of these characters to the point where I look at the titling almost like a part of the humor because they like Drax, and then they come in with things like Baby Groot. They don't just say Groot; they say Baby Groot, and they name these names because they're saying, even though we're naming everybody, there is something slightly different with them, and they're saying, hey. As you said, people just love seeing names. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Oh shit, he's a baby now.
Oh, Rocket. Always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, Drax, he's the best.
Yeah, it's almost like a roll call for this football team coming out.
It's a great way to put it.
You never have to do Iron Man. Iron Man's Iron Man. Hell, even Thor. Thor's
Because the movie's called Iron Man.
No, you're right.
I'll give you that. Actually, no. You had that before I even gave it to you.
No, you're right.
That's pretty.
Because think about it. They're like
War Machine. There you go. War Machine.
No. Here it is. Think about it if it was like Iron Man. Iron Man. No.
Falcon.
It was like,
Captain
wow,
America.
this is the most conceited son of a bitch I've ever seen. And
Although he is, to be fair.
that would be hilarious if they did that. And by the way, the name of the movie?
And co-starring Tony Stark.
Something? But what do you think? I mean, I could listen. You're not totally void of complaints there. I think that's kind of one of the lower ones. But what
looks cool.
What do you guys think?
As someone that puts of all the Marvel movies, Guardians is my in my top 3. It's probably number 3 for me. This looks fucking amazing. Oh my god! There was a part I had to cross my legs. I was like, no, they can't see what's happening. But yeah, dude, like this has just. It's so colorful. It has everything that happened in the first one, but it just seems like it's magnified, and that's what I want from a sequel. The sequel had a couple of fun gun battles, a couple of fun explosions, and big fights. But this one, it looks like that big monster fight that they showed at the beginning of this trailer. That was like the beginning of the movie.
Right. Yeah.
So like, if that's going to be how you're going to start this, I can't wait to see how the rest of it's going to go.
Oh, I love the way. See, and that's another thing. They got mentioning that you see all the names. I mean, it's good to put it out there and remind people, hey, the gang is back. But I like the way they're like, okay, now you know these people. You don't need no backstory. Let's just jump right into the shit right now.
Yeah,
right.
that's something that I appreciated about the first one. Like, yeah, they did go into a small few things about Nebula and her past and with her sister, and you learn a little bit about the family, but outside of that, it's like, all right, we're this group, we're this new thing. We got to do what we got to do and get to where we need to get. So it seems that they're on that same MO with this one. So like everything I saw in here, I'm blown away by it.
And I got to tell you, I'm going to let you go, man. I'm just doing this because I have it queued up
Sure,
and I don't want to lose the spot. And you're going to appreciate this because you know this, and you know this material better than I do. The day back in the days of the Masters, Jack Kirby and all these guys who did a lot of these these cosmic comics right there.
Yeah.
I looked at that back in the day when they would say we're trying to capture that. I never said it would never work, but I like, man, I don't know how they would do that. I'd have to see it.
I was skeptical in as much as a lot of that cosmic stuff, which Jim Starlin was one of the main guys who put all that together. It was very 70s and influenced by drugs. Psychedelics played a part in that.
And those guys even say, those comics that you got that you love, I was high as fuck when I did it.
Yeah, it's when guys get high on whatever their substance of choice is and get really philosophical about the world and metaphysical, and they put that shit in those comics. And you don't have to be high to read them.
But if you look at
it didn't hurt none.
But I look at it right here, and where I thought, you know what, that was good for its time.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this, and I'm like, damn, y'all captured it.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful shot.
You captured this without making it look like it was cheesy. Like it was, because I remember.
It's the kind of thing the Wachowski brothers or siblings at this point would try to do with something like Jupiter
Ascending, yeah.
But then make it just so serious and up its own ass that you're like, yeah, as pretty as this looks, I can't attach myself to it.
Yeah.
Right.
And here there's so much character and there's so much humor that you just want to see more.
But I'm looking at this, and this makes me think of things like back in the day when I was coming up, they had a movie, and y'all probably seen it. I recommend going to see Flash Gordon.
I knew you was about to say that.
Because Flash Gordon was a movie I loved as a kid, and I said, now if only they could just make this good. Because it's a really shitty movie, but it looks great.
Dope soundtrack.
Every
one of us. I mean, and this is like with that classic music. I mean, it's almost like they remade Flash Gordon and made it good. I mean, I haven't seen this yet, but
but it's taken all the best elements of things like Star Wars, Flash Gordon, and Battle Beyond the Stars. It's like taking a movie like Battle Beyond the Stars and going like, yeah, but what if we made it good, wrote it to where we knew it was kind of silly, but still made it fun, and put a lot of money in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is like a serious but fun space opera.
Yeah.
And the one thing I'm glad you had that shot up there. This is something like I enjoy all the Marvel movies, but with Guardians especially, they just went ape shit with color. Like they just threw all kinds of colors in here, and then with this trailer, look at that.
Yeah.
That scene alone right there. You're like,
Oh, yeah.
dear God.
Like I said, it looks great, man.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. I can't wait for
Oh
this.
yeah, and you know what? I even like that characters are, they're developing more, and not developing in ways that are predictable. Like at this point, what's his name?
Drax.
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 Drax. I love the way we thought like Drax started out kind of serious. And I like the way now that everybody's met Drax and they think he's serious. He's just kind of fucking with people now.
Your side all along. You're right.
He's like, he knows what he's doing. He's
Yeah, he's like Felix.
our own personal Drax. Where the fuck you come from? Actually, where did you come from, man?
Where are your sleeves? Come on.
Wow, man, you really are Drax right now, coming in with your shirt half off and everything. But I love that these characters have I think that they feel comfortable enough now to where they said we kind of had to hold back with what we really want to do. And who's the guy that directed it?
James
Gunn.
James Gunn. He's like, now that you trust me to be able to handle a movie and keep the plot going and still not deviate away from what Marvel's trying to do, I'm glad that you could handle me to like maybe cut loose right now, even with the humor, because I'm looking at the humor here and I'm like, there is more than they had in that first one.
Well, he has, I would say, of all the directors, he has the longest leash because like all these other Marvel movies outside of, well, even Thor, they're all set on Earth. So like you kind of have to work within that realm. So of course you're gonna throw little Easter eggs in there, like Stark Tower in the background, or talking about War Machine and Doctor Strange. But with this one, it's like if somebody pops up like Howard the Duck or whatever, boom, you got it. But if it doesn't, fuck it.
Yeah, you got to appreciate that this is the one where they can just go crazy.
Yeah.
And Guardians of the Galaxy, they're D-list enough that if they change things, but they've changed a lot, and nobody's bitching about it.
Right.
There's somebody
Right.
going like, man, it ain't supposed to be like that. They're like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
Go
nobody
for
can.
it.
Yeah, everybody's like, I didn't even know who these motherfuckers were before. Sure. Let them do whatever they want to do.
Who's the actress who plays Nebula?
It's either what is it?
Karen Gillan.
No. Are you sure?
Yeah,
I thought it was Rachel Lee Cook.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No. She's just under a lot of makeup.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing. And I would say that I enjoy, and looking at the makeup they did on her. Speaking of makeup and effects, I enjoy the makeup and effects more than I did even in Doctor Strange, because because Doctor Strange, I mean, it was. People say it was different, but it was just piled on more of stuff that we had seen. They went crazy with it. This is actual, a whole world of this.
No, well, this clearly is going to have a bigger budget because it made a shitload of money. And where Doctor Strange is something new, and they're like, okay, we figure you'll be about here. But Doctor Strange did so much with its money, and it was so psychedelic. Nothing has come close to that in any of these movies. Still, this shows a lot of imagination, and I see that they've added the character Mantis. And even has her, I like the new design where she has some kind of antennas, because in the comics she was just an Asian woman who happened to be in space.
Yeah. And you know what? I hope because she's the only Asian they got that ain't gonna make her the butt of all the jokes.
Except maybe her.
Oh, I got the wrong trailer because there was one where a rock came down and knocked on her head.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, where that rock at? Hit her. But if I had any worries about this, it's and it's what I go back to before. They have so much of a loose leash on this that I hope that they don't go too far with some things to where it just crosses over with the humor and the cartoonish side, because I'm still worried about Baby Groot. Love Baby Groot. Baby Groot is cute as fuck, man.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to buy one of those Funko figures when it comes out.
Well, that's what Disney's doing to you.
That's why they call him Baby Groot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Disney's dick is in my head right now.
Right. And I'm already calling it. He's gonna be like pretty much comic relief throughout the whole thing, but he's gonna have like a couple badass moments that are just gonna outshine everybody.
Well, they showed that in the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
The last
there's
trailer.
gonna be one even more so that I'm banking on it. That's just gonna be like, oh, he's the greatest character, #1 Marvel character
And you
in
know
the
what?
world.
And I love that they're selling him as a cute character who has his badass badass moments. But I just hope that that's not a running joke through the whole movie, and that he just becomes either too much comic relief, or they really are. And I said before, they're trying to sell toys.
You'll be all right. But I think Disney, they know when to pull back and when to show a lot.
Yeah, they didn't do too much with Rocket, where he was the comic relief in the first one.
Or even BB-8 technically in Star Wars.
Yeah.
No, and you're right. And when I look at this, I like, even though he's cute, I like how he represents one of the different emotions that they all have, because they're talking about how they turn on each other because everybody has their own thing going on emotionally. And I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie. As much as I'm talking about, I hope they don't put Groot in there because he's so manipulative. This kind of shook me right here.
I see it within you. Fear.
I was like, oh, like, what y'all do to baby Groot? I really looked at that and I was like, I want to tear up a little bit, man. I was like, don't do him like that. But I like that there's, he's representing us. They all have their own personality. Even though he's cute, he's the one that's representing the most vulnerable of the group, except when he has his badass moments. And they all are embracing what probably some of their biggest weaknesses are.
Jealousy. Betrayal. It is our duty to cleanse the universe of this weakness.
And you know something? I'll give it to you, man. As much as we say we don't, that we don't like them. Well, I like the movie, but I wasn't crazy about it either.
Yeah.
But I agree with you that, okay, the villain was weak in the first. Even people who love the movie will say that.
Right.
I don't think it's a bad thing to point out right now, saying I hope that mistake is not repeated here.
Who are they supposed to be fighting? Is it like the Federation or something's after them, or they're outlaws
They
again?
say in
What
explanations, but they are.
It's not the Federation because they teamed up with them at the end of the movie. I
Right.
think it's going to be these people. They seem like just that dominant races be like, all right, we got to wipe they're basically space Nazis, from
Okay.
what I can tell from this trailer.
Space Oscar Nazis.
gold space Nazis.
Basically, that's what it looks like. We're gold. We can't get any more shiny.
I mean,
like racist Oscar statues.
Yeah, basically. The one thing in here that it might be a little concerning for me is them bringing in that whole story arc with his dad.
Ego, the planet.
Yeah, I don't. I'm curious as to how that's going to work out. I know it's canon in the comics, but I just feel like it might kind of distract from all the fun and the action going on when you got to delve into Kurt Russell hanging out with his son.
I don't know.
It's good to have stuff like that.
I'm saying it's good to have
gives
stuff
it
like
layers.
that. Yeah, it's good to have stuff like that, but I'm just worried. I hope it doesn't slow down the film too much or take a big chunk out of it that doesn't need to be there.
I think that's promising too, because you see Kurt Russell right here as Star-Lord's father, but that's just another way of the movie going out of his mind, being nuts, because I don't know too much about this character, but he's apparently a talking planet.
living planet, yeah.
Ego, the living planet, and I guess that's his human form or whatever.
Yeah.
Mark,
Yeah.
you're supposed to know this shit.
Yeah. Like I said, they're D-list. I only know so much about them.
Yeah, it's apparently a planet with a face on it that
No,
eats other
I'm
planets. and shit.
familiar with
Yeah.
Ego. I just didn't know he was supposed to be Star-Lord's dad.
He got little people living on his arm. Or something.
Like, who did he stick his penis into? But yeah, I think that's another way for the movie to go crazy. I'm like, yeah, if he's a living planet, throw it in, man. Why not? Got a talking tree, a talking raccoon, and a talking planet.
Go
and
for
somewhere
it.
around
Yeah,
there,
they brought you along this far.
yeah, and there's a talking duck dressed like James Cagney too. So why not?
Hey
He
man,
will be in
Marvel
it,
does
too.
some crazy shit, and I'd be like, that's never worked, and then it works. So hey,
Hey, you know what? You can't bitch about, like, man, all these superhero movies are being the same, and then when they do something different, go like, oh, that's just too much.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not complaining about that at all. I'm dying to see this. As somebody who just thought the first one was good, being that we're on the cusp of seeing these movies starting to bleed over too. Like, I really want to see how this is going to be represented in the Marvel universe that we've come up with.
You always want to see that.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
man.
I got to.
You want to see Drax team up with Daredevil.
I want to. Fuck that.
Gonna work.
I want to see a Punisher Groot team up, man.
Jesus.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Exactly. I want to see Luke Cage hang out in the projects with Rocket Raccoon. I want. Everybody think it's a talking rat.
Man, we don't want to mix Luke Cage with coons.
This is one case I let it slide. look a coon, and Luke Cage beat somebody's ass. What you call me? No, him, man. Him. So
Thanos is gonna be in it too. He's coming out somewhere
Oh, yeah.
sometime, making an order,
Yeah,
sit on a
there
chair.
sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's been a while. It's been a couple movies, right?
Yeah, man. It's gonna be
Age of
interesting.
Ultron.
It's gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to this, man. And I just hope that again, they have the balance that they had before, and that's another reason why people love this team so much. People love these characters so much that when they see these names being called out there, man, it's like they're waiting for that name to be called out.
Yeah.
Star-Lord, Gamora, Martin Thomas. Yeah, I made it. I'm on the team. So
It's a high school basketball team.
Yeah. The roster.
Might as well be. I mean, it's the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Corey Coleman hit the bench. GameFly brings to your house, to you, over 8,000 new releases and classics that are available to rent, or you can buy them for almost every system out there, current and some old systems. Like I said, man, I've been trying to put my GameCube back to work for years. GameFly's giving me an excuse to do that. And you can even try 30 days for free by typing in gameflyoffer.com/double toasted. And when you do that, you'll get 30 days for free of games and movies. Get all those things, all of them at once. Just stay in the house. Don't go nowhere because they're all going to get brought right to your mailbox. You can also bring the element of surprise every month to your home in the form of a Loot Crate mystery box. In that box, I can't tell you what it is, but I can guarantee you it is the best in geek and gaming gear. Some people say it's like having Comic-Con brought right to your home. You don't have to leave the house for nothing. You're getting all kind of stuff. And everybody likes a little surprise every month. Just a little bit. And here's another surprise for you. If you go to our link, trylootcrate.com/double toasted, and you type in bridge 10, that's the word bridge and the number 10, you can get 10% off, a 10% discount on your first crate. How's that for a surprise right there? Loot Crate, bring the mystery and the surprise to your mailbox once a month with Loot Crate. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and go over to our home, doubletoasted.com, for more videos and live streams. And remember, stay toasty.